here with Years of Years, and we wanted to change things up a bit. On Instagram, we've been sharing this day in Disney. We wanted to change it up and bring it to YouTube and talk a little bit more about things that have happened in Disney history. I love history and I really enjoy Disney history, so I just wanted to share with you some of my thoughts on the different things that have happened. So today is April 16th, 2020. On this day in 1964, Disney's Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln exhibit passes testing at WED headquarters in California. It is now ready to be flown to New York for the World's Fair. Really exciting. This was going to be an exhibit for Illinois specifically. As we used to live in Chicago, I've been down to Springfield, we've been down there and really enjoyed it. I'm a big Abraham Lincoln fan, as was Walt Disney. And I've been down to see the Lincoln Memorial and the museum and everything in Springfield. And I would definitely encourage you guys who are staying at home right now to go check out their website, particularly the Lincoln Memorial Museum website. They have a lot of pictures on there and information about Abraham Lincoln, and you can kind of see what the museum's like. I think it's a very well done museum. When we went to see the show there, I thought, wow, I think this is inspired by what things that have been done at Walt Disney World and at Disneyland as well. I don't know the truth on that one, but when I went to visit with our family, I was really impressed and felt that it was like being at a Disney show. It's cool to go and see all the different things there in Springfield. There's lots to do. So you can look at the Springfield touring website. There's so much. You get to see Abraham Lincoln's home that he lived with his wife and his two sons before he was president. And that was really neat to see that. And we also got to go to the Lincoln Memorial and see that as well. And there's a big statue and you get to rub his nose for good luck, and it's kind of worn off there. So it's really fun to do that. But it's a somber experience, and going to Springfield I think is definitely worth it. Go check it out online and plan a future trip when we all get back to getting to go and explore our world. If you're into the ghost stories, we were gonna do a ghost walking tour when we went. My daughter Kimura wanted to do the walking tour specifically then. It was just my mom and her on this trip. So we went to go do the tour. There was no tour that day because there wasn't enough people. They need to have enough people for the walking tours. We just happened to run into the guy who does the tour when we were looking around and trying to figure out how to do the tour. He gave us the tour, a private tour, just a little private tour, ghost tour, and just told us some stories. His name is Garrett Moffat. He's the proprietor of these ghost tours and or walking tour. And it was really cool because we got to see the replica of the hearse that they took Lincoln's body in Washington, D.C. Something that they've been working on. Let's see, I had found the information here. The Staab family, S-T-A-A-B, you can look that up, spearheaded a recreation of the Lincoln hearse for the funeral. So the whole reason I'm bringing up this hearse is not to be dark and gloomy, but as we all love the Haunted Mansion, there's been rumors before about the hearse in front of, I believe it's the Disneyland Haunted Mansion, that's Lincoln's hearse. And I just want to say, I may be totally wrong, but I've seen the replica and I've also seen the picture. I don't know if you can see it on here, maybe. I don't know how to do the whole screen to screen. You can go look it up online, but the actual hearse for Lincoln is completely different than the ones that they use. It's very ornate. The windows and everything are different that he had for a presidential hearse. So, sorry, that rumor's not true. Well, to the best of my knowledge, that is not Lincoln's hearse. But If you go, we got to go, and we actually got to see the replica, and we got to hear some of the ghost stories in the town. There's so much to do in Springfield, so it was really fun. And being a Disney fan and connecting with Lincoln, I know Walt loved Lincoln, and so I really connect with him on that, because that's something I've always loved studying, Abraham Lincoln, since I was a kid. So that was a fun thing for me. Today, Disney announces that Disneyland's fleet of antique passenger trains have been converted from diesel to biofuel. The switch saves as much as 150,000 gallons of diesel fuel each year. And I think that's just amazing. That was in 2007. So, 2020, that's been a long time. And it just shows how the Disney parks and Disney in general tries to be really good at conservation and taking time to figure out how to do things better. So I really appreciate that, and I think that it's smart and it keeps things cleaner and running better, and hopefully it'll help these antique trains to continue to run far into the future because we love them. And I can't wait for the one at Magic Kingdom to be running again. That'll be amazing. And then the third thing for today is in 2013, the French-American nature documentary film Wings of Life, directed by Louis Schwartzberg, is released by Disneynature, featuring bees, hummingbirds, bats, and other creatures. Bats, oh no one wants to talk about bats. But anyway, I went and checked it out on Disney Plus because for Earth Month, they have released all the Disneynature stuff on there, all the different documentaries on there. So they do have this one on there. So it's called Wings of Life. Go watch it. Go watch it for the hummingbirds. If you have not experienced hummingbirds before, this is a good way to see what a magical creature they are. They hover instead of flying. So when they're feeding, they're hovering. And they do such a great job of slowing down the footage so you can see the mechanics of how the birds work. And their colors are so amazing. But we used to have hibiscus trees on our deck and our back porch during the summer up in Illinois. And we just loved to watch the hummingbirds. They came to drink the nectar from the hibiscus, and they were amazing. And it's just a marvel to see them flying in a different way than other birds do. And I think that's what has brought us into the future, being able to watch flight and being able to fly in planes and all the things that we get to do as humans, and the innovation behind that. It makes me miss things like Soarin' and Flight of Passage, where I honestly, the first time I rode that, I felt like I'm flying. I feel like I'm flying, and I go ride it because I want to feel that experience of flying in a safe way. Because obviously we don't know how to fly as humans, like just physically fly, but it feels like that when you're on Soarin', or not Soarin', but Flight of Passage. So those are my thoughts on today's day in Disney, and some of the historical things that have happened and fun things that have happened. Go check them out and do some studying for yourself. I know in the future these will probably be shorter, but I just want to say something that I've really loved for the last few years is Connecting with Walt, and that has been one of my favorite podcasts to listen to, especially because I like Disney history and I've learned so much from it. And I'm just very, very grateful to Michael Bowling. Michael Bowling's been out. He's been in the hospital for a while, and he had a rough go getting home from the hospital and had some hard things happen there. And I'm so grateful because he's back. And so, yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there that are really grateful that Connecting with Walt's going to be getting back to its regular format. But Michael Bowling has provided us so much great Disney content and history, and helped us to learn in a very truthful and concise way very well researched. And, you know, sometimes when I listen to things about history, I want to be like, wait, is that true? Did that really happen? And I go research it myself. But when I'm listening to Connecting with Walt, I kind of relax and don't take it, I don't feel like I have to research for myself, because I have a lot of trust there for what they're doing. And it's an incredible podcast, and I appreciate all the work and time that's been put into it. And I'm really grateful that they can continue with the podcast. So go check it out if you love history. If you don't love history, check it out and see. Maybe you do love history, especially right now. Maybe we have time on our hands to check out new things like that. So that's just me. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.